Thanks for joining us. This is What's Up Today, your Surefire daily updates. My name is Cynthia Mutua. Consider me your informant. So today we're going to be covering a couple of stories that have been going on throughout the day and giving you some updates of some stories that we have been covering before. We're going to be covering the story of the Roots Party presidential candidate withdraws from the presidential debate. Also, a man has been arrested in Kakamega after killing his brother over omena. Also, Kenyan identical twin brothers Alex and Alan have warmed the hearts of many after becoming pilots at Alaska Airlines in the US. Also, we're going to be discussing a father who wanted to sell his 3 albino children for use in witchcraft rituals, and he has been arrested at the moment, but we'll be delving more into the details. Also, we're going to be giving you updates on the wine heist thief story that we covered yesterday. And in today's Did You Know segment, I'll be giving you exactly how to stop your phone addiction problem once and for all. This is not a drill. So let's start this. We're going to be starting with the story of Roots Party spokesperson Jebo Ulemse says that Wajackoyah will not attend the presidential debate. And he cited some of the reasons that he will not be attending. So this was detailed in a press release that was released earlier by his spokesperson, of course, who is Jemo Lemse, saying that their presidential debate will not be subjected to to the joke of an already predetermined debate. Also, he stated another reason that media cannot decide the outcome of an election before poll day. Also, he stated that the notion that other leaders are trailing while others are leading others is baseless. So they have a couple of reasons why they're not attending why they're withdrawing from the presidential debate. But mostly he said that he has already sent an official letter to the presidential debate team on 21st July, and they're awaiting for the official communication of what is going to go down and how the matter will be addressed. He also stated that the presidential candidate, Wajackoyah, will share the platform with all 4 presidential candidates. Now, moving on to the other story. Is it that the Kakamega people always fight over food, or mental health issues in our society have been ignored? A man is being held by police in Kakamega County after he allegedly hit his brother to death over a serving of fingerlings. Fingerlings are locally known as omena. The incident made the suspect descend on his 56-year-old brother in Kambi, Elijah village that is located in Lekuyani constituency. This is what happened. The siblings, Albert Adamba and John Kilimboa, were sharing a meal at their mother's house before they disagreed over a portion of the delicacy. The elder brother, Vincent Misango, while explaining the incident, says that a war of words ensued, pitting the two against each other. Adamba overpowered Kilimboa and floored him to the battle to fix their insatiable anger. A village elder from the place notes that it is a sad state of affairs, given that they fought at their mother's house at their age. And now there is a mountain of a very small matter. Kilimboa sustained injuries during the fight and was rushed to Tarbo Hospital, where he was unfortunately pronounced dead on arrival. Area Assistant Chief Moses Wanjala said the suspect is being held at Likuyani Police Station pending his arraignment. The puzzle is, how can you finish someone over fish that don't even measure the size of a finger? And what are 50-year-old men doing in their mother's house? Well, we'll be solving that puzzle very soon when the story is going to go over to court, and you'll be finding out more about what happened. Also, the identical twin pilots who have been warming the hearts of Kenyans and making us very proud. These are our very own Kenyans. Well, Kenyan identical twin brothers Alex and Alan have warmed the hearts of many after becoming pilots at Alaska Airlines in the US. Alex and Alan are believed to be the first set of identical twin pilots at the airline. According to the company, Alan was hired shortly after finishing his simulator training and will be based in San Francisco, while his brother Alex flies out of Los Angeles. And the brothers grew up in Kenya before relocating to California at the age of 13. They say that their love for aviation goes back to when they were 3 years old. As such, their childhood was characterized by frequent plane spotting excursions with their dad every Sunday after church. They also accompanied their mother on every business trip as they fed their fascination with flights. Alan recounted to Alaska Air childhood memory of their mom buying them Microsoft Flight Simulator to help support their passion. After I started playing with the program, that was it. I knew I wanted to do that. That is flying for a job. That is Alan speaking on the issue. Now, the two say their dream is to fly with each other, since they are yet to, because the complexity of the operations in the field does not allow them to do it yet. They have never flown together professionally because they are always on different aircrafts. Their goal is to have one of their pair upgrade to captain and be operating the same aircraft so that they can fly together. When they are finally able to fly together, there is one special person who needs to be in the cabin, their mother, with whom they credit as instrumental in fostering their love for aviation. She has, however, never flown with one of her sons. Once we get an exclusive interview or additional information on the twins, you can be sure we'll feature them on What's Up Today's section of Trailblazers, because this is history in the making. Now, moving on to the story of sale of albinos. There has been rumors going around that people in certain parts of Africa use body parts such as toes for rituals and albinos for such traditional practices. Following that, selling of those controversial entities fetches huge prices in the market. A father who wanted to sell his 3 albino children for use in witchcraft rituals was arrested in Mozambique before being able to close the deal. Police in the northwestern region of Tete said 3 children aged 9 to 16 were rescued at the weekend after an anonymous tip-off. Their uncle was arrested alongside their father. The pair allegedly planned to traffic the minors to neighboring Malawi, where they could be sold for the equivalent of about $40,000. According to the report of a local police spokesperson, Feliciano da Camara, in the press conference, he confirmed that that is the amount of money they were going to fetch, and that is close to over 4 million Kenyan shillings. Both men, however, denied any involvement in the case. Investigations were carried out, and they believe that it is possible to rescue the 3 minors from captivity. Albinism is a condition caused by lack of melanin, the pigment that colors skin, hair, and eyes. It is a genetic abnormality that affects hundreds of thousands of people across the globe. Some sub-Saharan African countries have suffered a wave of assaults against albinos. This is because their body parts are sought out for witchcraft practices in the belief that they bring luck and wealth. It is not the first time we are hearing of this. On June 27th, a court in Malawi sentenced a Catholic priest to 30 years and several other people to life over the 2018 murder of a man with albinism. Judge Dorothy Nyakauda said Thomas Muhosha, who led a parish in Machinga, that is 100 kilometers northeast of Blantyre, had planned to traffic 22-year-old McDonald Masambuka's tissue. The killing occurred at the height of a spree that saw over 40 million with albinism in Malawi murdered and scores of others assaulted. One of the 5 convicted was the victim's brother. The convicts took advantage of the deceased's psychological need for love. They lured him into believing that they had found a prospective wife for him and that they should go and meet her. And that ended up being his death trap. Now, today we have updates on the Spanish wine heist that we were carrying yesterday. We'd already found out that the people had been arrested at the border, but now we know that a Mexican beauty queen and her accomplice were arrested in Europe for allegedly stealing bottles of wine worth over $1.6 million. The involved people were Priscilla Lara Guevara, who is a former Miss Earth 2016 contestant from Mexico State, and her partner is Constantine Gabriel Domitiru. They spent months on the run after stealing the bottles from a high-end restaurant hotel in Spain. Guevara allegedly checked into the Atrio Hotel in the western Spanish city of Sakaris on October 27th, and he did this using a false Swiss identification and wearing a wig and sunglasses. Later that night, 45 bottles disappeared from the restaurant's wine cellar, including a Chateau de Crème. Yeah, I went and found out the pronunciation for that bottle. This is a bottle from 1806, and it is valued at over $300,000. She and her partner were arrested on Tuesday while attempting to cross the Croatia-Montenegro border in Eastern Europe. On the night of the heist, Dumitru snuck down to the wine cellar carrying several bags and used a keycard that he'd somehow stolen previously to open the door and returned to the hotel room with 45 expensive bottles of wine hidden in the bags. This happened while Priscilla distracted staff by asking for food when she knew very well she couldn't get food at that time of the day. An attendant offered to fix her a salad. The couple checked out of the hotel at 5 a.m. and left by foot. While authorities quickly opened an investigation into the crime, it took them months to identify the culprits. Their first break came when they identified Dumitru in the security footage from the restaurant as a Romanian Dutch national that was previously arrested in Madrid for stealing expensive wine from gourmet stores again. But by the time they had arrived at his Madrid apartment, Dumitru and Govara had disappeared. The pair reappeared in January in Romania when Dumitru renewed his passport. Then they vanished again. But their luck finally ran out on July 19th when authorities busted the couple after attempting to cross the border. They will reportedly be returned to Spain to face the charges. However, while the wine bandits may be in custody, they were not caught red-handed, as not a single drop of wine has yet to be recovered. Well, that is it for the updates for the wine heist story. And when we come back, we're coming back with our Did You Know segment. Did you know you could stop your social media addiction? And we're also coming back with the segment of Today's Trailblazer. Today's Trailblazer is mind-blowing. So keep in touch. We're going to come back after this short commercial break. Thanks very much for staying with us. This is What's Up Today, in case you're just joining us, and I'm your host, Cynthia Mutua. You can find us on our social media handles are Disactivate on all platforms. The hashtag is hashtag What's Up Today. And you can also find me on all social media platforms at Cindy_Mutua. Now moving on to our Did You Know segment, where we educate you things that you might not know about. So people have been having a social media addiction. I might help you to stop it or help you to at least lessen your problem. Social media addiction is underrated. You are probably addicted to social media but don't know, or you are in denial. People scroll on their phones endlessly until its battery beeps low. There is nothing wrong with a little social media, but when seconds-long TikToks turn into hour-long binges, Instagram stories into mental scoreboards of who liked what, and Facebook feeds into not-so-fun grounds for discovering your uncle's political views, it is time to take a little break. Just a break, don't panic, because quitting completely isn't really an option or desire for many. There is still much to be gained from the apps that dominate our screen times. But there is also much to lose when scrolling takes up too much of our time, headspace, and energy. A successful social media break will look different for everybody. Some people might want to deactivate their social media profiles for a certain amount of time, while others might only want to limit some social media features. What matters most is to take from social media what benefits you and leave what doesn't. In other words, figure out what you like and find the right settings. Here are a few of other pointers. 1. figure out what your main problem is. Are you overwhelmed by seeing too much of other people's lives? Is your account feeding your toxic need for validation? Are you going broke from online shopping? There are many reasons that might lead you to want to take a break. It's important to figure out what those reasons are, because doing so will help you decide how to design your break. 2, pick a specific social media feature and activities. Once you know what the problem is, you can pick and choose which social media apps you want to take a break from and which features in each you want to stop or continue. For example, you might decide to still use TikTok but only watch the videos your friends sent to you. Or maybe you still want to scroll through your Instagram feed but not post your own content. While those changes don't stop your social media use completely, they do cut your usage. 3, set a minimum. It will be helpful to decide the minimum amount of time you want your social media break to last. This gives you a goal. If you know exactly how many days you have left, then getting through each day should be a little easier. You can also treat it as a challenge against yourself. But don't just dive headfirst into a binge when time comes for you to start using social media again. First, observe how you feel and decide if you want to or if you need a few extra days. Number 4, don't post. Do reach out. Much of social media is about connecting, eliciting reactions, or wanting to be seen. All that can be done without social media. Instead of posting a memory on Facebook, call the people you made that memory with and reminisce together. Instead of posting another zoomed in photo of your food on your Instagram story, send it to your mom and let her know that you're alive. Instead of posting another thirst trap for everyone to see and crossing your fingers that a specific person sees it, just go right ahead and send it to that one person. Number 5, delete apps that ask a friend to keep your passwords. The desire to go on social media break comes easy, but actually fighting the compulsion to use social media is hard. To help with this, delete the apps you don't want to use from your devices. If they're not there, you can't use them, unless you open the websites on another browser. To prevent that too, ask a trusted friend to change your passwords and agree on when you can log into your accounts again. Man is not an island that they shall face all adversities alone. Look for a friend to help you with that. Number 6, go on holiday or find literally anything else to do. This is a bit counterintuitive because what's better to post about than a holiday? But doing other things aside from staring at your screen reminds you that there are other things to do aside from staring at your screen. If a holiday is not an option, pick up something you can do when you have the compulsion to pick up your phone. Read a book, stretch, solve a Rubik's Cube, play chess, fill in Sudokus in your newspapers, because who will do that for you? Sudokus have feelings too, you know. Number 7, remember that nobody cares. Everyone is the main character in their own lives and likely an extra at best in the lives of most of their social media followers. Few people watch you as closely as you watch yourself. So your social media break will probably matter to you. Take all the time you want to or need. Finally, also remember, distance makes the heart grow fonder. That means there must be some people who genuinely enjoy seeing you around social media, and they'll be elated when you get back from your break. Hopefully, you'll be happier too. Now, we're going on a very short commercial break. We're coming back with today's trailblazer. This is going to blow your mind. Stay with us. Thanks very much for staying with us. If in case you're joining us, we are at the section of today's Trailblazer. Now, Trailblazer is the section we do on WhatsApp today that we cover all the important people in history, people that are making us happier, people that are making the world progress. Now, today's Trailblazer is Nokia. But before you talk about it, hear me out. This is because this is a phone that has been launched. Okay, it has been in the market for a while now, and people are talking about it. When was the last time a cell phone actually made you happy? For me, it was a couple of weeks ago when I spotted a border guy pretending to be on a phone call. I remember telling my friend that, hey, check out that border guy. He's pretending to be on a phone call. I bet he's trying to snub someone. He had his hands on the ears and was speaking. It looked legit, except for the fact that I couldn't see any phone. Moments later, he was done with the fake phone call, only to see him end the call on a real phone. The phone was extremely small, miniature, the size of phones you used to play with as kids. Right away, I knew I must look for it. This phone is called the baby phone. It is roughly the length of three pennies stacked vertically, or slightly longer than an Apple AirPods case. Baby is easy to overestimate. Several colleagues were astonished about how tiny it was when they first saw it. A fraudulent Nokia logo is stamped below the phone's mini screen, but the device is more than just a counterfeit. Baby is a shrunken homage to the genuine Nokia 3310. The phone is officially called the BM10 mini phone, or the 3310 mini, and it is manufactured by Elite Star. It goes for about $12 on Amazon, and with good dealers you can have it for 800 shillings only, or even less if you know the right spot to check. When you turn it on, it makes a retro chip, like beating a level on Super Mario Bros. The sign "Welcome" flashes across the screen and the jingle is played. The effect is cute, adorable even. The antithesis of today's harsh, masculine smartphone aesthetic. Baby phone has charmed me more than any other electronic has in years. It quickly became clear that although Baby has several surprisingly advanced features, it can't justifiably be called a smartphone. But I'm not here to tell you about the mediative benefits of getting a simpler device, nor will I try to replace my Samsung with a Baby. But this Baby, a Nokia, always serves as an indispensable second option. The goal isn't to learn to live with a damn phone. Baby is a fun phone. Baby will be up and running with an unlimited call and text plan. If you want, you could buy two separate phone lines for it, since unlike an iPhone 7, for example, it has dual SIM card slots. There is also a micro SD reader as well as a Bluetooth capability. Like beautiful but uncomfortable shoes, Baby is here to serve an artful purpose, not a utilitarian one. The phone can also be your next favorite fashion accessory, as it often accompanies a smartphone. Baby's nostalgic aesthetic feels appropriate, just right for a time when pleasantly ugly 2000s trends like bucket hats and bike shorts are coming back. Like funny packs, the phone is a little silly. But the phone isn't totally a stunt. Texting on Baby's tiny keys takes time to get used to. But with petite fingers, it's not much harder than it will be on any old flip phone. The sound quality is shockingly good, though it is hard not to feel like an idiot holding the device up to your ear. In a backward way, it is even kind of practical. The phone is optimal for the slipping into a petite clutch for the ladies, or any number of the other teeny handbags that are in this season. One Vogue writer wondered in March what celebrities keep in their fashionable micro purses, gazing a handful of dimples or tiny food for dolls. Me, I'll store a miniature working cell phone. You can also tuck it in the front pocket of your jeans. It is only slightly more detectable than a shilling. Losing the phone will be a bummer, but not enough to send you into the kind of existential panic you experience when your smartphone dies and you don't have your charger. It is the perfect side piece. Perhaps the most striking thing about Baby is the reaction it elicits in other people. When I take out my smartphone, no one cares. But when I bring out Baby, they will be delighted. And that is what a smartphone cannot do. So that is today's trailblazer. It's Nokia, the baby phone. You might as well look for yourself that phone because it's very utilitarian. That's it for today's trailblazer and for WhatsApp today on the 26th. My name is Cynthia Mutua. I have been your host. You can check us out on all social media platforms at Daisak TV, and myself, you can check me at Cindy_Mutua across all platforms. See you tomorrow, same time, same place, to make sure you're informed on all things that matter.